Hello everyone, how's it going? I see a Romanian in the chat and I see people from Scotland. Is Scotland starting to take it more seriously? Are they taking any more measures now? Because I looked at the United Kingdom, I listened to Herr Boris, and was like, yikes, not good, not good. He doesn't seem to take it as serious as other countries, experts say. I don't think anyone expected this. You know, finally you get the conservatives in power and they have to deal with this shit. Isn't it uchkushi? It isn't uchkushi. But yeah, everyone that's in power right now probably is like, god damn it, wouldn't it be best if we were in the opposition? Who wants to be in power at this time? We already have people in the chat that have someone that they know in the hospital for having the flu. Sooner or later, everyone is going to know someone that has it and is in the hospital. My girlfriend is going to get drafted. I'm going to read this later on as well, but here in my country, every doctor is getting drafted. Now, you need to understand when you think about the hospital, not all doctors are created equal. So, for example, a hematologist or an endocrinologist is not going to be the one that treats you for this. However, all the residents from all the sections are now going to be drafted into emergency medicine, infectious diseases, and intensive care. It's going to be interesting. I told her, it's like, whatever you do, try to not get into emergency medicine. It is one of the hardest things that exists in the medical world. And all the doctors have disrespect for at least in my country, all the doctors have disrespect for the doctors that do emergency medicine. And it pisses me off. It really does. The colleagues of mine, the other students, when the first person chose emergency medicine, the whole amphitheater clapped, because it's like it's a really difficult profession, and again, like, you get a lot of hatred from your fellow doctors. Now I'll explain why you get a lot of hatred from your fellow doctors, right? Working in the emergency ward is incredibly difficult. You see a lot of cases. You know, all those people that come cut in half from a car wreck, they go into the emergency ward, so you get to see shit. You get the look, you know, like the person that looked at the tentacles of Cthulhu. And it's a very difficult environment to work in. It's really loud. Everyone's talking, like there's a lot of people there. Everyone is talking. There's a lot of pressure because, you know, like you have to stabilize this patient before you move to the next. You can't really work in a safe environment, like a family practitioner that gets a quiet room and he puts on the stethoscope and he starts to listen to the murmurs, and it's you're working under pressure, and when you're working under pressure you make mistakes. And then after the emergency doctor does his thing, they send the patient to the appropriate ward. So, all right, this guy came, couldn't breathe, all right, we're sending him to the intensive care. This guy came with a heart attack, all right, we're sending him to the cardiology, right? And then the cardiologist goes and looks at it, and it's like, oh, they missed this diagnosis. How is this possible? The guy's at the emergency ward. I say, motherfucker, you get to have a quiet room where you can examine the patient, and he's not dying right then because someone else stabilized him for you. So you can go into your office and just sit like this. You know, you sit like this and you meditate, and you think about what the patient had. You know, and you're calm. And then you go to the patient, you take the envelope from his family. People in Eastern Europe know what I'm talking about. You know, so I really dislike the other doctors looking down at the emergency medical profession. So yeah. I should work in the ER. Kadwid, you cannot force me into the ER. Like, there are certain medical professions that I will not do. I chose microbiology. I chose the lab to be away from the patient. Do you realize this? Like, away from the envelope and the patient and everything. Like, I was like this guy sitting in a lab, away from the rest of the shit. That was me. Like, you will not put me in the emergency room. No, absolutely not. No, I will not be drafted, by the way. And it's not like there's just a shortage of people here. It's also a shortage of medicine and a shortage of how do you call it? Medical apparatus. Medical apparatus, that's right. If I was the president of Romania, I would go like, okay, do we still have a single Romanian car manufacturing left? Or a car company, anything that produces cars in the country. And if I would find one, I would say, all right, I will pay you, car manufacturer, to build me ventilation masks. You know, the ones that are like, boop, boop, you know, those shit. Just build me 1,000 of them and I'll pay you. That's what I do. And oxygen tanks. Just build me those. Build me that shit. That's what the Romanian president should do. We have Dacia. Yeah, but Dacia I think is bought by a French company. But just go to the car manufacturer and say, all right, for the next 2 months, I want you to build medical equipment. Here's the list. I'll pay for that shit. We're not nationalizing. No, you get paid for your labor. Just build it. And not to mention, like, you get good publicity. You get good publicity if, like, you're the company Renault, and you're building medical equipment. It doesn't have to be top of the art. It doesn't have to be the best medical equipment that the world has ever seen. It just has to be something that is usable in order to get out from the crisis. Elaborate on the envelope. Can someone bring Tyriel up to speed? There's someone from Eastern Europe that can tell Tyriel what the envelope in a hospital is and what it is there for. 3D printers in Italy and the United States are being volunteered for service making ventilator parts. See, someone upgraded my idea. Yes, the plico cubane, as we call it here. Look. I have people outside of Eastern Europe that are getting it. You give a tip to the doctor. You know, there were hospitals where you have to give a tip to the nurse. She wouldn't wipe your ass. No, that's not the nurse. The infirmary lady, right? So we got there's 3 things in the hospital, right? You got the doctor, the nurse, and then I don't know how people in the UK call it. We call it the infirmary lady, like the one that just cleans the room. You know, washes the patient's ass, changes the towels, that type of thing. Like, she doesn't know anything about medicine. She's like a cleaning lady with a diploma or something, right? And you have to give her a bribe as well if you wanted her to clean your ass. Infirmary is English word. Alright, so good. An envelope to the doctor or nurse is certain type of an illegal tip. An illegal tip. You know what I hate about the fact that it's illegal? Like, no, seriously, like this is something that legitimately should be legalized. Because here's the thing. In France, from what I understand, you get sick, right? So you go to the hospital. But you don't want the intern to treat you. No, you want the university professor. You want Herr Doctor to climb down from his place in heaven, which is at the 4th floor, to descend upon you and take care of your case. Well, okay, if you want the university professor, if you want the chief of staff to take a look at you, mortal, cough up the cash. And in France, I understand they have actually a price. It's like, okay, you want Herr Doctor, you don't want the filthy intern. Perfect. Herr Doctor charges a certain amount, and you pay that, he gives you a receipt. There's taxpayer money that... I don't know why it's not the same in my country, because this is like a lot of the thing, like, why do you have the envelope with the money? Because you get the person that is in need of a doctor, right? So he arrives at the hospital, and the person that's on watch gets to take him. Like, he doesn't like the doctor that's on watch. No, he wants that specific doctor. He wants Herr Mate. Well, Herr Mate costs the envelope. That's how bribe is given. Frau Doctor, huh? Do you know there's more female doctors that I dealt with at the University of Medicine than men doctor? It's also based on profession. The orthopediologies, that those are like more men, like, and you need to be a muscular man. Like I would not be able to do it. I would not be able to put someone's shoulder back in place, not because I'm squeamish, but because I would not have the strength. Yeah. So who here in the chat? Who here in the chat is from one of the quarantine zones? Press 1. If you're being quarantined, if you're locked in here with me, tell me. Let me know. I'm genuinely curious. We got Igor Bondar. Igor, where are you from? Igor pressed first. Oh my god, a lot of people are genuinely trapped in here with me. Poland. Is Poland under quarantine? No, I do not believe this shit. Hold on. How can Poland be under quarantine? You guys barely had any cases. What the fuck? Poland quarantine. Let's see. Poland government in quarantine after minister diagnosed. Poland government was under quarantine on Tuesday after one minister tested positive. Until that time, all these people remain in quarantine. You know what's funny about it? Well, funny in a dark sense of humor way. This disease affects the elderly, right? How many elderly politicians do you know? Big yikes if you're an American. Let's see. Poland government. But this is the government. This is the government. Is the guy in my chat from the government? Igor. Igor, are you from the government? Are you from the Polish government? What are you, a minister? Is Igor infiltrating? Are you hiding your power level while you're in the Polish government, Igor? Because it seems only the Polish government is under quarantine. And Igor told me he is under quarantine. So therefore... Oh, from Chisinau. Dipisti Prut, as the Romanians like to say it. Yeah, Igor is exposed. No, I think he comes from Chisinau. So if he comes from Chisinau, he's probably under one of those travels, from one of those travel quarantines. Let's see who else. All right, Igor is not an interesting guy because he lied to me. He's under quarantine, but the country isn't on quarantine. Who else? Radu is not. Okay. Imperator Delta. Imperator. Herr Imperator, where are you from? What country is the Imperator from? Let's see. Someone lives in Baltimore. Ha! Jesus. Guys, explain Cesarius, which always asks me to play Nier Automata, that I will do it for a price. $1,000, Cesarius. $1,000. See, I'm banking on the fact that you're not going to pay me so that you will stop asking. You give me $1,000, I will play Nier Automata. Fine. Then I will have the money to actually buy the game. Seriously, a lot of games are coming and I'm already worried about the financial stability. I want to thank people who gave me money though, like these last few months, because I didn't have a kitchen. You guys know, I didn't have a kitchen. And now all the restaurants are closed. Every single restaurant is closed. Alright, so Imperator is a little bit shy. Oh, Lemurica. Where in Lemurica are you from? Where in Lemurica is being quarantined? Huh? Where is it? Play Vampire Hunter D. No, I'm going to play Doom. Like, how can you ask me to play stuff when Doom is coming, Resident Evil is coming, and Final Fantasy is coming? The holy trinity of gaming. I'm not going to play shite. Coronafornia. Oh, I'm stealing that one. Coronafornia. The entire city of San Francisco is on lockdown. Oof. Maybe have a stream where we play Plague Inc. Oh, I think the YouTube chat bots are going to get livid if I do that. Like they do not handle. Should we start with something non-corona related? Or maybe this is corona related. Maybe one of the officer was a little jitterish because he was thinking about it and he wasn't focusing on the job. By the way, I want to ask something, and I generally do not understand this, right? Why is the SWAT so fucking lethal? I mean, I understand that in America, the mainstream media was telling people, it's like, if you SWAT someone, it's just like trying to kill them. And it's like, dude, aren't these people that are supposed to enter in hostage situation? Like, aren't they supposed to be trained to shoot anyone but the hostage? Like, is that not like, like, if you just send someone in and he shoots everyone, just blow the place up. Like, why would you just even bother risking human lives? But no, apparently, this happened where a Maryland man was killed in a no-knock SWAT raid. And he was shot while asleep. Well, I think he woke up. I think that's the problem. You know, he was like, horrible. Any attempt by the police to shift responsibility onto Duncan or his family who are sleeping when the police fire shots into their home is not supported by the facts. Now, what I understand is that racismus is to blame every single time this happens. Because, like, I see the mainstream media doesn't even bother, like, asking the police out. This is something that I want to know. What was the police officer thinking when he saw that? Like, tell me your story. I want to know, what went through your head? Why did you do it? The mainstream media never does that. They never interview the guy. It's like, oh yeah, this happened. It's like, yeah, okay, but... police are trained to shoot first, then shoot again, then shoot anyone who asks questions. Why even send the police if this is like the thing? Just blow the place up, you know? My school here in Sweden closed, so it's gamer time. Oh my god, yes. I wish I was a kid during this time of crisis. Can you imagine? It's like school is closed. For how long? Indefinitely. I'm going to tell you something. People worrying about the population. There's going to be a lot of babies. A lot of babies coming up. A lot of babies. Like, you're going to see a population boom, especially in places like San Francisco, Italy. Like, no, seriously, you think I'm joking? You probably did not see my my stream. No, sorry, not stream. My video on my other channel on my lack of entertainment. Apparently, there is a German sex toy company called Womanizer. And Womanizer is experiencing a boom in business. Everyone is purchasing sex toys. Le Hub of Pornography has given premium access to Italians under quarantine. So, no, seriously, like, people who are going to be locked up in their house, what do you think are going to do this time of year? What is there to do this time of year? Like, you see it, like, every time there is a crisis, a massive crisis, people start fucking. You're going to see the European birth rates go pew, all the way up. How much is 9 months from March? 9 months from March. Someone needs to do the calculation because I'm too tired. January next year? Am I correct? Like, January next year is going to be, now is going to be the problems with the ICU wards and the emergency wards. In January, I think there's going to be a problem with the maternity wards. Like, you will not find a place to give birth anymore. Like, it's going to be an issue. Right now is the toilet paper shortage. On December to January, it's going to be the Pampers shortage. Look, Discordia is already laughing. Like, she's already thinking about getting busy. I doubt it will happen in the West. Man, like, people are already running out of sex toys. Like, apparently, the sex shops are very similar to the supermarkets. There aren't any more products to buy. Do you understand this? Like, people are definitely gonna get busy. Why is everyone buying toilet paper? Yes, I actually read up on this because it was curious. I was curious, like, why are people obsessed with buying toilet paper? What is it in that toilet paper that makes it so magical? And apparently a psychiatrist for a journalist, for a newspaper, has explained. It is safety of mind. People like to know that it is there. That's why. They just want to know. Like, people do not feel safe in the house if they know there is no toilet paper. So they want to know that it is there. In reality, I guess, like, if you go shopping... No, but here's the thing, right? Like, if you go shopping and you're thinking, I want to go shopping now so I don't have to go shop for 2 extra weeks. You think about, like, what you need. And you're like, all right, we need this and this and that. We need toilet paper. You know, like, that's... Here is a very interesting story which came out. And you probably won't see it that much in the media. It's in the New York Times. All right? It's in the New York Times, so I'm not completely making it up. Do you remember that kid which was found dead on the shores of Greece? You guys remember that? Alan Kurdi, the 2-year-old Syrian boy, which appeared on every single mainstream media outlet. It appeared on The Guardian, the CNN, the MSNBCs, like everywhere around the world, to shame Europeans for not letting refugees in. And that was like when Merkel decided, enough, verdammt, damit. Wir müssen die Türen offen. Offen sie die Türen. She opened the doors. Wide open the doors. More kids in there. Turns out that the New York Times, I mean, I'm like, come on. The New York Times. I can't read the article because I would have to give the cash, but it says 3 men sentenced to 125 years for drowning the Syrian refugee boy. 3 Turkish men sentenced them in jail for the death of 5 refugees, including Alan Kurdi, whose body was washed up on a beach. Now, horrible. How many newspapers are going to cover this 24/7, at least with the same intensity? Well, okay, no, I can't ask for the same intensity. Half of the intensity that it was covered back then. I don't even have the courage of talking about this news on my main channel, believe it or not. There's going to be a time of crisis. I need to stock up on resources. Keep my channel monetized. So I'm talking about it here. But you guys can share it. Share the New York Times article. Share it around. Share it. Share. Give the share. Click share. Share. I'm doing my part. You know, I'm telling you that it's happening. This is a time where YouTube said that because of the flu, they're going to kick people out of their offices, send them home. And a lot of the videos that do not break the community guidelines are going to be taken down anyway. So, imagine, just imagine if a country was run the same way YouTube runs its business. It's like, citizen, you are going to be placed under arrest forever. What have I done, officer? And they will just slam the criminal code book in your face. Bam! You violated something from there. You read it. You figure it out. Nowadays, it's even more funny. It's like, let me see if I can find the actual statement, because it was something which I think drove Sticks and Hammer insane. Like, he started laughing uncontrollably, maniacally, some people would say. Look at this. Look at this. Like, they legitimately broke Sticks Hex and Hammer. Like, look, this is not something that a sane person would say. Look at this. They say, with fewer people to review content, our automated systems will be stepping in to keep YouTube safe. More videos will be removed than normal during this time, including content that does not violate our guidelines. So in other words, like, imagine if your government would say something like, during this time of crisis, less judges are going to be available. We have decided to arrest people that don't break the law. We know this will be hard for you all. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mr. Angry. Mr. Angry, you're spreading joy rather than anger. You should take away $20 from me, and then I will be angry, huh? At least it's 20 California back, so there's that. How come Romania has no coronavirus deaths? Doesn't it? I think it does. I think no. I think we lost a couple of people. Let me check. Oh yeah, we don't have any deaths. Ah, isn't this great? 217 confirmed case. Okay, so here's the thing. I am willing to bet that everywhere around the world, this issue is much worse than the statistics. And it's not because people are trying to cover it up or suppress the information. It's that the testings. There aren't enough tests. There aren't enough tests because no one knew that this was coming. It's like if I was a hospital manager and last year I would have ordered 10,000 tests for this, I would have been not only fired but probably locked up because they would assume that I'm taking bribes from the company, from the pharmaceutical company, right? So a lot of people do not get tested. I think in the UK they stopped testing people as well. Might be wrong. Don't fact check me on that. But here in my country, they only test people who either have come into contact with a confirmed patient or have come from outside of the country from a hot zone. That's the only way you can get tested. So if I, for example, experience the symptoms, they won't test me. Like literally, you can go and beg, they will not. So there might be more cases than there actually are. Secondly, even in a country where they do test people on demand. So let's say you have like the United States, you pay money for the test and they test you. I don't know if that's how it works, but let's assume for the sake of the argument it does. I think in South Korea they might test you if you... Alright, even in that country, if you get sick, right, you get a little bit of fever, you get a little bit of runny nose, you get the cough, so you get the mild symptoms, the mild version of the disease. If you stay at home and you don't go to the hospital, you're not going to be part of a statistic. And even then, when you are at the hospital, like if you go with a pneumonia and they don't test you, they're going to classify it as a death of pneumonia. They're not going to classify it as a death of... So every time you see statistics, realize that the situation is much worse. And I know it's worse because there are so many people who went to Italy for 1 or 2 days and came back infected. Like, motherfucker, how is this possible? You know, like you go in a country and you stay just 1 day and you come back infected. Like, how spread does this shit must be in order for, you know... But yeah, that's the problem. It is just the flu, which is quite bad. That's how Germany keeps the stat the lowest. If you don't get the flu treatment, you are a moderate to severe case. Mortality rate massively jumps in the middle estimate of what the Spanish flu mortality was like. Yeah, so why is it okay to call it the Spanish flu, but it's not okay to call it the Chinese flu? Like recently, I understand that Orange Man said the Chinese virus, and everyone is flipping their asses. It's like, you were calling it the Chinese virus in the mainstream media a couple of days ago. What are they? Like, they were definitely clean. Yeah. So all of a sudden it's like, and not to mention, like, first of all, when you say the Spanish flu, it doesn't mean that the Spanish people got together and started practicing witchcraft or did this conspiracy in order to create the flu so that they can infect the rest of the world. No one is really that retarded, unless you suffer from the mental retardation of the blue check mark on the Twitter, to believe that, yeah, when you say the Spanish flu, it's or when you say the Ebola virus. Ebola is a river. And it's the area, the geographical area, where the first cases were found, right? That's why it's called the Ebola virus. People do not think that the river god from the Ebola river created this in order to punish the rest of the humanity. These people are moronic, but to further elaborate, I do blame China for this. I do not blame the Chinese people as a whole, but can I blame the Chinese government? Or is the Chinese government one and the same with the Chinese people? Because the Chinese government, in case people forgot, suppressed the information when the first doctor said, yeah, it looks like there's another SARS epidemic. And what did the Chinese government do? They punished that guy. They persecuted that guy who eventually died from this virus. So, if they would have announced it faster and quarantined the city faster, maybe all of this could have been avoided. Can I blame the Chinese government for their incompetence? I don't know. Am I being xenophobic if I blame the Chinese government? These people are you know, it's like if I complain about Trump, it means that I'm racist towards Americans. Like, that is the logic they apply. Quote unquote died, yes. I mean, yeah, fucking hell. Why do people even like believe a country that is a dictatorship? It's not like they haven't lied before. They lied about SARS back in the day. Apparently, after 3 years, they had to admit, yeah, we kind of lost it from a lab. Yeah, we fucked up. But at the time, they didn't. And by the way, look at Vox's credibility. You know, like they constantly talk about, you know, oh, fake news, and fake news are so bad, and blah, 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 blah. Why do they never apologize for the shit they post? I would apologize for something I posted. You know, like in the beginning, I said, if you get the virus, you get immunity from it. Because that's how most viruses work. But in the case of the corona at the time, I didn't know, and probably a lot of people didn't know, that due to its rapid mutations, even if you get it, you don't get full immunity. You get immunity for the strain that you got. So hopefully you get, at least if you get it, you get like a really common strain. But look at this Vox. What is the coronavirus? It's part of a family of viruses that attack the respiratory system. Should I travel during the outbreak? The CDC and the State Department advise avoiding traveling to China now. Is this going to be a deadly pandemic? No. This did not age well. In fact, it aged like a good egg. To go Netherlands finally found someone making antibodies just yesterday. Look, there probably already is a vaccine. There probably already is antiviral treatment. I'm pretty sure there are antibodies for this. The problem is that you need to do animal testing, and then you have to do testing on a limited number of humans, and then you do testing on a bigger population, and this takes at least 1 year. That's why it takes so long. So, even if, like, for example, you would have the cure right now, you would not be able to make it available for the mass consumption for the public population. I got hugs from California now, where our real virus is Trudeau virus. Isn't Trudeau under quarantine? Isn't he like hiding? Because I haven't seen him a lot in the press. UK skipped the animal testing stage. Yeah, that's bad. Like, you shouldn't... I guess in certain situations, maybe I shouldn't be the one talking. I would personally not advise skipping any of these stages, because these stages aren't meant in order to slow down the process. These stages are meant because this is the best way to see side effects. There have been cases with certain medicine where the animal testing went fine, then they moved on to human testing, and then the animals started showing side effects. So they could stop it in time. You know, but yeah. China is probably testing it on the doctors that blew the whistle. No, but here is the major difference on how a communist country works versus how a democratic country works. If I were to discover the virus, right? If I discover a SARS epidemic, they will put my name out in science papers. They would give more funding to my hospital. I'll probably have an easier time finding a job. It's like you become this sort of heroic figure in the medical community. If you happen to discover an epidemic in time, if you happen to discover something in time, right? But and the reason they don't do anything is because most of the democratic nations allegedly operate by the free market and giving people liberty and freedoms. But when you have an authoritarian government, then everything bad happening in that country, regardless of what it is the government's fault. Because they have complete power. They have complete authority. So whenever something bad happens, the only people to blame are the government. Why didn't they do something, right? So they don't want people to know that bad things are happening. This is why the communists in Romania, they would suppress any type of information about people committing crimes. Like, in no newspapers did you find anything about serial killers, rapists, murderers, burglars. They would suppress all of that information because then people would start blaming the government, right? So in China, if you discover something like this, first of all, there's a lot of bureaucracy. You can't just go public to a newspaper about it. No, you have to tell your supervisor, and the supervisor has to tell the higher up. Like, it's already a very slow process. But what's also a problem is that sometimes, like, the supervisor doesn't even want to tell it. Because the supervisor want to promote to the party that he has a very clean hospital and everything is running smoothly. So he's going to go like, you found some SARS problem? Okay, just put these patients under pneumonia and shut the fuck up. All right? You didn't see it. Don't talk about it. If you rock the boat, it's a problem. It's like in the movie Chernobyl. Pretty much the same. They persecuted the doctor for saying that this is a SARS epidemic. And, eventually when people started dying, he pointed out and they say, well, why did you persecute me? Because I did say it's a SARS epidemic. It's like, no, you see, you spread fake news and you lied. It was a coronavirus epidemic. Again, this is like being bitten by a snake, by a poisonous snake. And you go on and you say, yeah, I was bitten by a cobra. No, it's like going down and saying, yeah, I see a lot of cobras in the woods. Maybe people shouldn't go in those woods anymore. So, you're spreading fake news and they lock you up. And then people go in the woods and they ended up dying. And it's like, well, look, people died. Yeah, but it wasn't a cobra, it was a rattlesnake. That is literally what is... Let's read some of the other papieren. And also, again, I want to thank Julie Mora and Suvatile Rocks giving me the pesos. Are these pesos? Are the MX's pesos? How much is 120 pesos? I need to find out. He gave me Gustavo Fring's money. So, Mexico to USD. Oh yeah, that's why it's MX. Why is it the MP though? Like, it should be Mexican pesos, MP. Holy shit. Ooh la la. What happened here? I got $5. I'm happy. $5 more than I had yesterday, but it's not the dollars that matter, it's the pesos. Got the pesos. Play The Division, the first one. It's about the worst case scenario of a pandemic caused by engineer Fruvalis. I played The Division. I did play it. And I was like, I swear to God, the bad guy is going to be an American. A white American. It's like, all the story tried to push you. I think, if I remember correctly, they tried to push you like some Russian attack or something like that. Or some, I forgot the actual story, but I remember like they were pushing it to this external threat. I was like, no, this game is made by progressives. The threat is never external because the whole world outside of America is a heaven. America is the only hell on earth. And the only people capable of doing something like this is a white American. The bad guy in Division 2 is revealed to be the president. I haven't played it. I'm really glad I didn't. 24 pesos for $1. Yeah, many of the world's economies are doing poorly. Let me show you some others. Look, Mexico can take advantage of this crisis and come on top of the America. It depends how you play. Oh, look, the Romanian dollar is doing great. Look at this, right? Look at the channels. Boom! Oh no, this is the US dollar. My bad. I guess I should make USD. Turon. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. But now it's like... yeah. Shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up, Tyler. Do not judge not judge my currency. Do not judge the lion. Did you ever have an organ harvesting scandal in Romania? Yes, we did with babies during the revolution. So after the revolution, moving from socialism to capitalism, a lot of babies were missing and people were selling them and stuff. Okay, let's read something else from the news. So this guy actually filmed a camera crew in Romania doing something nasty. They did something nasty. So this is the Romanian supermarket, right? And the guy is saying, like, as you can see, the supermarket is filled with products. Right? So the store is filled. Like you can find shit everywhere you look. And look where the camera crew has decided to shut up shop. Look, like right next to this shelf. Right next to it. All the shelves are filled. And they're like, yeah, we're going to film here.
Sunt câteva rafturi care sunt goale, totuși, dar ei preferă să filmeze acolo decât să filmeze în
partea asta. So the guy is asking, like, why are they filming here? Why are they filming here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or everywhere else? Why particular this site? And apparently the camera guy even threatened the guy with the phone. He tried to get all violent and intimidating, but it says that the guy with the phone did not cave to the mainstream media intimidation tactics. So the more you know. Chaos is good for clicks. You know, I genuinely think that they were a little bit slow than their competitors. It's like, oh god, every single mainstream media outlet made an expose about how there aren't products in the supermarket, and gosh darn it, when we arrived there were. Oh shucks. Well, if we can't find the story, we will make the story. Pick up plenty of ammo. Man, like, all these American, all these armchair people, it's like, would you be able to shoot someone, like, legitimately? Because I wouldn't be able to shoot someone. Let's see what else we got. Because we got some... Oh, yeah. Did you know that, apparently... This one is really interesting. So, Dark Side Phil, a couple of weeks ago, Dark Side Phil had to release his finances, and he files for bankruptcy, and he is in major debt. I mean, major. Now, I do understand a little bit being a YouTuber myself. I understand how it's like to get in debt, because when I moved here, like, my house was ran down, so I had to renovate. And I did make a bank loan, which I paid almost entirely. I still have like a little bit, but still, it was a risk, because every day it could have been like, yeah, you're fired, congratulations, go find a job. And yeah, it's a big risk, but I didn't go into debt as much as DSP did. Like, the man is spectacularly into debt, like phenomenally into debt, and the guy is also like the most lucky motherfucker on earth, because as Mr. Anti-Bully puts it, God sends a plague, the plague results in no eviction and courts shutting down. Oh my god. But not only that, like, think about it, everyone is now sitting in their houses watching streamers and stuff. He spent $40,000 on a phone game. Get the fuck out. Star, I do not believe it. That is fake news. Star, you are fake news. You are fake news. And no one can spend $40,000 on a phone game. Come on. That is just... Holy shit. No, I do not believe it. I do not believe... No, come on. The chat is shitting me now. The entire chat is shitting me. How much is $40,000? Let me just okay. 40. Oh my fucking. That's like a house here. Let me just show you what you can buy with this. Let me just Romanian $14,000 house. Let's check it like this. Okay, so you can't buy a house. Well, maybe you can buy a house, but let's still look for something in the city. Yeah. You can probably get something like this. A one-room apartment that looks like this. Look, this one is $35,000. You get a little bit extra. You get a little bit extra. And you get one-room apartment which is like this. Is this not ushkushi? Look, it even has like the kitchen here. Huh? This is how much DSP spent on a Chinese phone game? That's insane. That is insane. I wouldn't be able to afford it. That is 800,000 in New York. Oh la la. Do you have to share the toilet with the rest of the building? No, like usually the toilets in places like this, they look really great. Let's see if we actually have the toilet. Yeah, this is how the toilet looks like. So yeah, it's at the second floor. It's 35,000 euros. 35,500. But I guarantee to you, you can negotiate it down to just 35,000. Yeah, it's 40 square miles. You got internet, you got a kitchen, like it's fully furnitured. Yeah. $35,000. Let's see what else we can get for $35,000. Is it no, this is renting, selling. All right, selling. Well, let's look at my town. All right, so my town. What? It's not here. Am I blind? I guess I'm blind. I can't find it. Damn it. All right, let's try something else. Let's make the Americans jealous. Showing them affordable housing. So apparently, like, this is a completely new project. Like, if you want to buy a place here. So these are like freshly built. And you can buy a one-room apartment, two-room apartment, or a three-room apartment. Let's see the more expensive three-room apartment. How much is it? It's a broken URL. Another broken URL. Maybe here? Okay, right. So, why don't they just have the price? This is bizarre. Not showing the price to people. I mean, it just tells you to call the number. I hate sellers that do this. It's like, why the fuck are you wasting my time? Just put the price. If you're not willing to just outright say the number, I'm already going to assume you're being shady. There we go. There. I managed to find something which is going to show us the... So 30,000 euros. Now, my town is a little bit more expensive than what I show, right? So you're not going to be able to purchase something overlooks. But look, 30,000 euros. So with just 30,000, you can buy this. And it's yours. Fully furnished. It's actually really close to the middle of the town. So yeah. Isn't this beautiful? And then 23,000 euros. you can get this atrocity. You know, after I've seen the others, this one doesn't seem so appealing anymore. But yeah, and it's the prices of my house, right? The casting couch, furnished in the 1970s, yes. But to be honest, you know, DSP could have bought 3 of those. You cannot buy that unless you are a Romanian. I'm not sure. I think if you're from the European Union, you could. But getting Romanian citizenship isn't that hard. Like, you just have to pass a test, and then you can get it. So, just get Romanian citizenship. You know what I find funny, though? It's like, why does everyone in the chat knows how the casting couch looks like? On which side of the casting couch are you, gentlemen? The one receiving or the one giving? Just need to pay 7,000. Oh yeah, you can bribe people because it's Eastern Europe. By the way, speaking of things for sale, I have a problem. And chat, I'm going to confess something to you. Are you ready for my confession? I cannot be satisfied when it comes to spicy food anymore. You see a lot of people eat spicy food. And you think that, oh wow, he's so manly. He is eating those chili peppers that I can't touch. No, it's like once you start eating spicy food, you start going up and up and up and up. And it just doesn't do anything for you. To understand my problem, if I eat sriracha sauce, for me that is sweet sauce. It's not even spicy anymore. So I went on a website in order to purchase things that you normally cannot find in a supermarket. And what I found was really abusing. Some of the hot sauces have the funniest names imaginable. Let me see if I can bring some. Powder. Alright, ketchup. I think this is the one. Oh, no. Sauces. Sorry. Sauces. I didn't know that people who produce hot sauces have such funny names. So you get Pain is Good. Chipotle pepper. Okay. Mad Dog Inferno Ghost Pepper. Hell's Kitchen Undercover Lover Ancho Chili. Pyromania Chipotle Hot Sauce. Who Dares Burns Extreme Prejudice. Hell Unleashed. The Bomb, The Final Answer. I'm actually going to purchase this. I'm going to purchase The Bomb, The Final Answer. I understand it's actually hot. Man the fuck up. This is like the best one. Look at this shit. Man the fuck up. Ultra Mega Hot Sauce with Scorpion Carolina. Carolina Reaper Puree. This is just great. Let's see if I can find some other funny names. Professor Payne. Professor Payne in the ass anal angst. God damn, like I only watched like 2 seconds of this and I said, wow, this is going to go really nice on the stream. Queen Majesty Limited Edition Charcoal Ghost. This is made by the Brits. The fuck with the Brits though. Paid is good. I still like Man the Fuck Up is probably the best one that I have seen. Heartbreaking Dawn's Repercussions. Cajon's Tridiad Scorpion Garlic Sauce. Extra piri piri. There was one that looked like a coffin. That was another one that was... I actually bought this one. Hapaleno pepper sauce was like meh. The Bomb Ground Zero. One fucking drop at a time. The hottest fucking sauce. Professor Payne in the ass flaming flatulence X hot. Oh, look at this ass reaper hot sauce with skull cape. This one is, I think, one of the hottest sauces, if I'm not mistaken. The one from Mad Dog. Professor Fart Pounder's colon cleaner. I think there was like, oh, see, this for me, sriracha chili. Like, to me, it's just like sweet sauce. I genuinely like do not feel the hotness anymore. Cajon's Carolina Reaper. Like, Carolina Reaper are the hottest chilies in the world. So, I think that one might be really hot. But yeah. So, I'm going to purchase some when I get the money. I'm really curious. I think I'm going to get the man the fuck up one, and there was like another one, a Satan's Sweat, I believe it was called. Yeah. Cajon, Stridiad, Boruga, Scorpion, blah blah blah. Our town of about 8,000 people has 2 ventilators, so we're shutting everything down. Open-ended weirdness. You know, I hope that the people who are shutting everything down, they're also buying ventilators while doing that. Who'd put that on food? Oh yeah, mango sauce. I didn't see that. No, the man the fuck up. That is the one that I'm going to purchase. Anus Destroyer. Fiery asshole. Oh yeah, see, now this is a problem. Like, eating this while there is a toilet paper shortage. That is actually batting the fuck up. Here in Italy, we have this stupid ritual now. People go sing and play music on the balcony. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, that I wouldn't be upset about that. That creates stronger communities. Ulcer ticklers. The butt blaster. No, I think the bomb, the final answer, is actually quite spicy. Let me actually go and find out, because there are several things I'm really passionate about. Women, cats, and hot sauces. So let's look at the 12 best hot sauces of 2020. So we got, what is this? Tapatio. Valentina Mexico hot sauce. Red hot sauce. Meh. Slap ya mama? Slap ya mama. How are these sauces getting past the social justice activists? Because I guarantee to you, the first thing a lady from Jezebel finds out about slap ya mama, she's going to write an article about racismus. Weak knees. Weak knees. Kokoshua spriacha. Ghost pepper, Dev's gourmet ghost pepper. And we got something from avocado. The chili lab. Oh, come on. These are the hottest ones. Like, why? See, I know my hot sauces and this website is lying. Top 10 hottest sauces. There we go. The world's hottest sauces. Okay, 1 million Scoville. The hotness is actually measured in Scovilles. And sriracha, I'm going to give that because it's a popular hot sauce. I think it's got like 50,000 or so. So 1 million is like the ghost pepper sauce. Then you have Blair's Ultra Dev sauce. The Rapture. The Rapture. Who comes up with these names? Scorpion's Death March. Repercussion. it's not repercussion, it's repercussion. And then you got a Hydra 7-pot Primo, the Stinger Scorpion Pepper, the Last Dam. The Last Dam. Oh god. Hottest sauce in the universe, second dimension. Nothing beyond extremely hot sauce. Meteor Maker. Yeah, I heard about this one. Like, this one is just, my god. But it comes in a cool box though, like a coffin. The End hot sauce. Get Bitten, Black Mamba. And Mad Dog 357, number 9 plutonium. Yeah, this one is a little bit yikes. Trench Warfare, 1 million Skullfucks. Do you have the cat-loving parasite in your brain? I don't know, I just like cats. And it's not like liking cats as in just liking the animal. I like reading about them, their psychology. I even read about like certain cat illnesses and how to treat them, so yeah. Did I read Peter Edwin's? Yeah, I did. So, thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll finish playing that communist game if I can wake up early. And thank you for watching. Take care. And much health to the people under quarantine.